Hello ladies and gentle ladies, welcome back to another railroad development stream. It is indeed today a surprise Monday stream, just because I kind of wanted to finish the parchment thing that we left last time. We left it at a really weird state and I just would like to get this done. So yeah, surprise Monday stream today. Basically just get started, really. So we don't have much to go over right now. So we are just going to get started. Now, first thing is first, let me bring up that. Okay, so last time, actually, you know, I can show you what I've done in between streams as well, because I've actually done quite a bit. I've actually got everything completely working. So if I go ahead and run railroad, as you can see, is Industria on hold or something? Industria is currently, yes, on hold, indefinitely, at least, kind of. It's interesting situation at the moment. Basically, I am completely burnt out on the multi-block system. You know, we've been doing that for like many streams and not been making a huge amount of progress. So I've kind of put that on hold. In the meantime, I am kind of starting up the new thing, which is the Lumen Depths, which if anyone has been in the Discord, they will have seen me working on that. But I a little bit stuck on that, to be honest. Because biomes and dimensions and shit, man, it's a pain. 30 got out. No, this is my dressing gown, but I haven't got out of the shower. I might actually have to take it off because I'm getting very hot with it on. So they have clothes on under here, okay? Look, I have clothes on. I'm not like naked under the dressing gown. It's just cold, man. It's starting to become autumn. So it's chilly. So yes, if I now go ahead and create a new project, you will see that everything kind of works. So we got 1.21.8, we can obviously change version, and all of these will update to be the correct thing. We can switch between yarn and Moj map, and you can see all the different builds in here. We can switch the fabric version, of course. We can switch the fabric loader version, kind of, not really, because that one actually doesn't really work. Today's actually the first day of autumn. It is? I didn't know that. Is it laggy for just me? It shouldn't be. YouTube's not telling me it's lagging, but maybe? Oh, now it's telling me it's lagging. Thank you, YouTube. Took you long enough. Apparently it's dropping 0.1% of frames is what it's saying. I don't know why. It could just be I don't know. My internet does this sometimes. It just kind of slows down for a hot minute and then it pops back up afterwards. Yeah, my internet's a little bit low right now. It's not terrible. It's 130 up and down, which is like a little bit lower than I should have, but it's fine. Yeah, it's actually 120 up, but that's probably because I'm streaming. So snapshot version is available for fabric, and they should be, yes. Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Like, not all of them, though. As for why not all of them, I don't know. Oh, probably because I disabled snapshots. Admittedly, disabling snapshots has somehow still allowed these ones to come through. Not sure how that's the case, but, oh, what was that? That was the audio player erroring already. That was very quick. Usually it takes a few hours for it to do that. I don't know why it does that. Um, yeah, I mean, everything kind of works. Snapshot versions, I'm not sure why that's not working. It's also kind of not that important, so I'm not going to focus on it. But yeah, as you can see, I can't select a parchment version, and that's because if we check the logs here, we can see, you know, some pretty big errors, and that's basically because we need to redo how we are fetching parchment. And to do that, we're actually going to create a HTTP server for Railroad, and we're going to have this basically be a metadata server. That's the plan. Now, I'd like to have a good name for it. I don't just want to call it Railroad Metadata Server. Just like kind of with the original like autocomplete service, I called it Locomotive. Kind of trying to stick with the train theme, just because I think that's funny. But I don't really know what to call a metadata service relating to trains. I'm not an expert on trains. We do have our resident train enthusiast, Frosty Flipper here. So maybe he can give us some information about trains to do with train metadata. It doesn't really make sense though, does it? Train metadata, like you don't have maybe like railroad parchment station. See, I kind of want to use it for things more than just parchment though. Right now, like, yes, it will just be used for parchment, but I feel like in the future we could feasibly use it for other things as well, just as like a general metadata service. I'm not sure. Okay, bro, you keep telling yourself that. I'm honestly terrible at coming up with names, so I'm gonna ask Big Man ChatGPT, because this is the one thing I will happily admit ChatGPT is very good for. So how do I even ask this? Oh wait, I think ChatGPT might know about Railroad. I'd be better off asking it on my phone, I think. We try this. We'll speak to Sally. You guys get to meet Sally for the first time. Hey Sally, what do you know about Railroad?
Sure, I can definitely tell you about Railroad. Railroad is basically your custom-built IDE that you've been working on.
I don't know if you guys can hear this. Oh,
absolutely.
Sorry, Sally. Keep going.
No worries. I'll keep going. So, Railroad is your specialized IDE for Minecraft modding. You've put a lot of effort into making it really tailored to your needs with things like custom plugin APIs, special UI components, and even some advanced parsing features. It's basically become your go-to tool for all the modding projects you're doing, like Industria. So yeah, it's a pretty neat piece of work.
Okay, so I'm trying to keep everything in Railroad to be kind of quote-unquote train themed. So I want to create a metadata service. What do you think I could call the metadata service?
I love a good naming theme. If you want to keep it train themed, you could go for something like the conductor service, or maybe the railway manifest service. Since a conductor or a manifest is all about keeping track of what's on the train, it kind of fits that vibe of handling metadata and keeping everything organized on the tracks, so to speak.
Sure, but it's not a very catchy name, is it? Though, like, conductor service, like, this is not a very, you know, catchy name. Come up with something catchy for me, please.
Totally got it. You want something with a little more flair. How about calling it the Track Master, or maybe the Rail Master Hub? That kind of gives it a catchy, central feel, like it's the master controller of all the metadata tracks in your IDE. Definitely a little catchier, and still keeps that train vibe going strong.
Didn't really help me, I'm gonna be honest, guys. Okay. Alex said shed. What the fuck is a shed? Like what? Train shed? What is this? Okay, I don't think that's useful. I'm thinking like, yeah, because you're the train guy, man. You know about trains. It lets you request metadata, or I guess it's just a HTTP server, to be honest. That we're using for metadata, but I guess it could be for other things. But I think the easiest way is to just say like coaches in train coach. Yeah, but I can't just call it coach. Like, that's not a good project name. That's the problem. I don't know enough about trains to come up with a good name. I mean, conductor, maybe, but like, this doesn't really make sense, does it? Like, you wouldn't think conductor and think metadata. It's just not. Like, locomotive made sense because it was like a core, yeah, it was like a core thing that would, like, you know, carry everything else along. So that made sense. It's a shame I had to disband locomotive, but it is what it is. Conductor just doesn't really make sense, right? Let me see if I can actually find where that chat's gone. Here it is. So I can now bring this chat up on here. It looks like you're wearing a rug. No, it doesn't. This is a dressing gown. Have you guys never seen a dressing gown before? I am going to take it off though, because I am getting way too hot with this on. It's crazy because I was cold previously. Communications cord? Com cord? I don't know, man. Or do I just call it metadata? I could just call it railroad metadata service, but like... Well, this doesn't need to be the kind of thing that everyone will know, right? So someone doesn't come into Railroad as like a you know, as a user, and they will be using this. Like, they won't be using this. This is very internal. So whatever we call it, this isn't like signal box. Yeah, that's actually not terrible. But like, honestly, the manifest maybe like is kind of closer because it's getting like metadata about the train, right? Flag stop. What is a flag stop? I don't know what a flag stop is. Flag stop. I don't know. Google does not help me. What are you cooking a name for? So we're trying to cook a name for the railroad metadata service, which has something to do with trains, ideally, because railroad trains, right? Like at some point, I'd quite like to also rename like the API maybe to be something train related, but I'm not creative enough for that. So same with railroad core, maybe. I don't know about the core though, because we can't really rename that. I guess we could call it like engine, but that's stupid. It doesn't make sense. But this is what we're focused on right now anyways, just coming up with a name for the metadata service. I don't want to use one of these and then come back to it in the future and be like, I wish I used this for this rather than for this, you know? I just don't know the switchboard isn't. I guess it kind of makes sense because like you go to the or signal box. I think signal box is probably better, right? Because the signal box, like, I guess well, I mean, I don't know how signal boxes work, but I assume the train requests stuff, and it's like, hey, can you? I don't know. I think we go signal box. What does this consist? Oh, does that mean like what? That doesn't make sense. Or we just do something like this, like meta rail. That makes it sound like it's like some like Facebook railway thing. It's just stupid. Okay, we're spending way too much time trying to come up with a name right now, so I'm just going to make the executive decision, and we're going to call it the switchboard. That's what we're going to call it. I've made the executive decision. So we actually need to go ahead and create a new project. So we'll do a new project. Okay, now I don't think this is going to dox me in any way, but I don't entirely trust this, so I'm just going to do it on my other monitor. So what is the domain? dev.railroad IDE, and artifact is switchboard. Can we use Java 23? Yes, because it's a completely separate, independent thing. Although I'd quite like to use 25, but I don't know if is OpenJDK out yet for 25? Yes, it is. That's good. So I will just put that on my D drive, actually, because I don't want it on my C drive. Select. And bugger, JDK 25 isn't supported by Gradle 14. Yeah, that was probably going to be the case, wasn't it? Okay, in that case we will go 24, I guess. And we'll go OpenJDK 24 or Eclipse Tamarin. Sure, that'll do. Select. We can actually go Gradle 9 as well for this. That'll do. Create. We'll go new window because I'm gonna want to steal some of the get stuff so that we can do this nice and easily. I'm gonna put that on my other monitor. Alright, exclude folders, sure. We'll do that real quick. I don't know that it actually makes much of a difference, but we do it anyways. Have you had a good... But I'm not an unk. Wait, come on. I'm only like... What, like 2 years older than you? You can't call me unk, man. Unk is like late 20s. That's when you're considered unk. But have I had a good day? I don't know. Kind of, I guess. And I once again don't really know what I've done today. But it hasn't been a bad day per se. Dev.railroad ID dot switch board class main. Okay, let's go build.gradle. Let's get rid of the jank that we don't want. Albeit it will probably come back at some point. We're gonna want ID application. Actually, I would be better off opening Railroad plugin API, because then I can look at some of the things that I know we're going to need, like publishing, for example. Okay, so I know for a fact we are going to need these, obviously set to 24, not 21. We're going to need to go to repositories and put them in there. JavaFX we don't need. We are going to want some other things, but let's do publishing first. So publishing, I can just put this in there. And then we are going to want we apparently don't want application. No, we actually do want application because this isn't... Well, technically we don't need to publish this, do we? Because this is just going to run on the Railroad server. But I think... Yeah, we don't need to make this publishable, actually. Like, that's not important at all. So, get rid of that. We can get rid of that as well. We can get rid of that. Nice. Okay, then we're going to want JSON, probably, albeit not with significant importance, but we probably will want JSON. Let's go into the getignore and quickly just do the IDE thing, because I don't want all that jank. Can't wait until you start programming Railroad inside of Railroad. That's a very long way away, unfortunately. I wish it were close, but yeah, I think that's a very long way away. Can we use the new main in this project? Can we do this? How do you do it? Is it like this? Is it just like this? How do you do it? I don't know how you do the new main thing. Does it have to be not in a class like this? Main? It's not going to PVSM. Void main? Set language level to back for not sort of. Oh, they come at 25? I thought they were in 24. Okay, never mind then. Because we do have... let me just check actually that the... not that. This. Yeah, it is set to 24. Okay. I guess it's not supported. I could have sworn it was 24, not 25, but I guess I'm incorrect. Okay, so we're gonna want a couple things. So let me just open up. Yeah, I don't want to plug in API anymore. That's no longer relevant to me. Okay, I'm gonna find. What am I looking for? Build.gradle. Here we go. And I'm going to try and find JSON. Now, the JSON inside of Railroad is actually very old. I'm probably going to want to update. Oh, I put these in the wrong place. Probably going to want to update both of these in a second. So we'll do that. And then also probably going to want, where is it? I'm looking for the Git thing. That's Maven. Aha. Found it. And then also going to want, ideally, Javelin. I thought that was in Railroad, but I could be incorrect. Looks like I'm incorrect, so we're gonna have to look that one up. So we'll go Maven, repository, and I'm gonna look up Javelin. Oh, you guys can watch me do this, I guess. We'll go 6.7.0. Can you get rid of the... Thank you. Sure, I can minimize that, I guess. Okay, and then I'm going to look these ones up as well. So let's look up JSON for starters. It's going to be that one. Okay, I'm going to look up annotations. Here we go. And that's the latest one. And then we're going to want this. So JGit. Could probably find it by searching JGit, but I'm not confident. So apparently this is the latest one. So that will do. Okay, let's reload. And is that doing its thing? Oh, it doesn't like that. Something's gone haywire, I think. Source set. Project source sets cannot be resolved. Why the fuck not? Excuse me? Project structure. It is using 24. What if we look at the file settings? Build execution deployment, build tools, Gradle. Aha, that's why. That's not set to SDK defaults. So if we try again, that should work. Yeah, that worked. Fantastic. Okay, so let's set up a Javelin server. And actually, we're also going to want to pass in some arguments here. So let me grab... God, where is it? I'll go to TurtyBot, actually. Which is crazy to open TurtyBot in a Railroad stream. But I want to get the library I'm using for passing arguments, because that'll save me a bunch of time. So it is argument parser, which is from argparse4j. So let's look up argparse4j. This is the one. Hasn't been updated in many years, but it works. Boom. And then also the other thing I'm going to want is the logger as well. We're going to want the railroad logger. So I will try and that actually does mean we are going to want the Maven, but we'll do that in a second. 1.0.2. I don't know if that's actually the latest though. Is that the latest? 1.0.2? I thought I released 1.0.3 because Alex made a silly mistake. Pretty sure that's a thing I did. Also, one thing it would be nice to do is to do that. Just making sure everything UTF-8s. Yeah, I want first of all to find. Wait, where is? Okay, this is what I was looking for. No, not that. That's there we go. I'm pretty sure 1.0.3 is a thing. I'm just gonna have a look though. Releases. Excuse me? Did I accidentally delete the Maven? Fuck. Oh no. That's suboptimal. I've accidentally deleted the Maven. No, I can't have done. So I was on the railroad server this morning, and I was trying to fix the railroad docs because previously it wasn't updating. So I rewrote all the scripts I had, and I moved Repos Lite and Nginx onto their own stacks. And I did delete a Repos Lite folder, but I thought it was the old one I had. Or is it just because I'm not signed in? Wait, is it because I'm not signed in? Fuck. I really have broken it. Shit. Okay. That's kind of an issue. Like, an actually very big issue. Because what that means... Oh my god. This is going to break everything. Okay, for now we're not going to have a logger. Okay. I will have to fix that. I can't fix that right now because that'll be a lot of server stuff and a lot of stuff I cannot show you guys. Let me just comment that out. Because I presume that just didn't work. We can have a look. It might have magically worked, but yeah, it didn't work. So, god friggin' damn it, man. I thought it was fine to delete the folder I deleted. Okay, I'll have a look at that later. For now, we can do Javelin. Javelin is equal start 4,000. Yeah, kind of. But we want the args first, actually, don't we? Now that I think about it. So, can I find TurtieBot again? Nope, I closed TurtieBot. Of course I did. I'm an idiot. Okay. So, we want argument parser. Parser is equal argument parsers dot new 4, and then we give it the program name, which is switchboard, and then we can do dot build, and then we can do dot default help true. Wait, is that right? Does this not go here? No, apparently not. So why is it even a builder then? Okay, whatever. Anyways, default help true, and description simple web server for managing railroads metadata. No, a simple metadata web service. It's a web dash service, maybe, for railroad IDE Okay. And then we can do parser.add argument. We can add, we can either add an end file or we can make everything its own arg. I think I'm going to make everything its own arg, just because that's just kind of easier in this specific case. And then that's fine. Hello Ash, welcome to the stream. Do you want any other arguments? I don't think so. So then we can do namespace is equal pass args or fail, and then yeah, we should really have like an environment file. Create class environment, and we can do public static void load, which will take in a namespace arguments, and then we can have some kind of like object. I guess for now I know people are probably going to get mad at me for this, but I'm going to have an atomic integer. It's technically not what atomic integers are meant for, but it's fine, to be honest. Then we can just have an int get port. I think that's the best way to do it right now, until we have some better thing, but we don't. So environment.get port, no, we want environment.load namespace. And a good thing to have in here would be a private static boolean loaded, and say if loaded, throw a new exception, set loaded to true. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So that means that just loads once, and then what we can do is this. Basically, this is not a thing. I don't think you can do that. Can you do that? Where would that be? In HTTP, maybe? That is a thing. Damn. But there's a constant for this, isn't there? Where is the constant? I think it is a default Java constant as well. I don't suppose anyone here knows what the constant for this is. It might not even exist. I might be completely imagining it. Let me have a quick Google. Java. What are these even called? Application type constants. Application content type. It is a thing. Media type. Dot. JSON? No, not this media type. There's another media type, no? There is not. Apparently it's in Java X. And it's been yeeted. There's one in Guava. There's also an Apache one. Which actually is, I think, the one I was thinking of. It's in Apache. But there is one in Java X, but like Java X isn't really... Can't really use Java X anymore, so... I don't know where you get all.apache.http from, though. Yeah, that means we have to get an Apache HTTP client, which I don't want. I don't think Javelin has one. No, it does. Content type. Does it have JSON? Yes, it does. I should have probably just looked at that first. Content type. Content type. There's also one in the JDK, apparently. What does this have in it? What is this? Annotation. What the fuck is this? No idea. Not relevant to me, anyways, is the point. Let me go. So, JSON. What are these? Where are those from? Oh, they're all from here. I see. Sick. Content type.json. Applicate, yeah, JSON, I guess, because that's a string. Now, I need to check if there's anything else that I put in here. So I think I have a server somewhere in 30bots. Yes, I do, which is for the Twitter listener, which doesn't actually work, but that's kind of besides the point. Okay, the server's too simple really to actually be any use to me. And I think the PR for the bot dashboard is... no, it is actually on here. That's fine. I can't bother to look at that right now. This will kind of work if we... I don't think we need to set anything else. So, can I get rid of this, please? Thank you. And then that starts. Okay, and then we'll just have like this. This wouldn't be correct though, would it? What we'll create is a JSON. JSON equal to a new JSON builder. Set pretty printing. And do we want to disable HTML escaping? Maybe. No, I think that's fine. We'll just have pretty printing. Next.results, get status. To JSON to that's not necessary though. This is fine. We don't need that. Let's do /apartment and then /versions. We'll start with this and then we'll move on from there. I like to put this in its own class though, so I like to create something like a router class, which will have a public stat. Well, it doesn't actually have to be. It can actually be like this, and then it can just take in a private final Javelin server. This can take in the server. Okay, and then we basically want a public void initialize. Okay, so then what we can do here is we can do a new router at dot initialize. Okay, so then I'm going to create a new folder for parchments. Okay. Now I'm going to go to Discord real quick and I'm going to look at this command that guy sent me. Okay, so... the first one is this. And then the second one is this. I'm going to take those. So what do we actually want to create? I guess just a parchment version manager? I think that's fine. I'm going to put these comments at the top and then we'll kind of figure out if those are even possible without more complex things. But that should be fine for now. So let's do in here. We're going to want a parchment version, which will be like a record. I think it's fairly reasonable to have that being its own class. So we'll do a record, which will be a parchment version, which will be a string version, a string Minecraft version, and a boolean is snapshots, or boolean is stable. Sure, we'll keep it stable. With Minecraft version, we might want to make that a record or something, or yeah, I don't know. Probably want to do something with that, but we'll come back to it. So let's create a. We're gonna want a cache first of all. That's kind of important. So I'm gonna look at railroad, and we're gonna quickly go ahead and find what I'm using for the cache, because to be honest, I don't remember what I'm using for the cache. So version service, we are using apparently just a map, which is interesting. Yeah, because I don't think it doesn't actually expire them. Like the cache itself is actually kind of handled by the implementation, which is not really ideal, but to be honest, it works for what we want. So parchment version, and then we just want a cache entry. Okay. I think let's just actually create a cache class. Cache. We can do T, or we can do K and V, which would be the key and the value. And then let's have a private final map of K to V hash, which will be equal to a new concurrent hash map. And then we can do gets, we can do puts, we can do clear, contains, remove, size. I think for the value though, we actually want a cache entry. So let's create a public record cache entry. And actually then we can have a cache entry of V, which means that we can then know yeah, Copilot can figure most of this out for us. Apparently that's all it wants. But I want a public boolean contains. There we go. So that has a TTL milliseconds, but I kind of would like No, that's fine, I guess. I was kind of thinking I'd like to be able to just set a TTL and it just... Yeah, I kind of would like that, actually. So let's do that. Let's have a private duration TTL. And that can just short. It can default to like an hour. No, I think 30 minutes. Well, no, an hour I think is fine, actually, isn't it? And then we should be able to have a way to just, yeah, do that, basically. And also a way to set the TTL. If TTL is equal null. Here, I'm actually just going to use set TTL as well. Yeah, and then I can just create a... like that. Okay. What I could do actually is I could make this return a hash of k, comma b. And then by doing that, what that means is that I can actually just get rid of both of these constructors, because then I can just do a new cache dot set TTL, and that'll be fine. This doesn't have to be final though, so that's all good. Okay, and then all I need to do is put a cache. The key is a string, and the value, well, actually, it's kind of not. Well, no, it is a string, isn't it? It's a string to a list of parchment version, which is equal to a new cache set TTL duration dot of hours. We'll just do every 6 hours, maybe. I guess 3 hours is probably fine. Why is this complaining? Bugger, that's true. Yeah, does this not return though? Why is that complaining? Does this fix it? Man, I hate generics. It does. Oh, I hate that that fixes that. Okay, fine. We're gonna have a constructor. Public cache. Public cache. Okay, I'm still gonna keep that setter method, but we're not gonna use it here. Probably never use it actually. Yeah. We're never going to use this, but not as like we're not going to use the return value anyways. Okay. What is the switchboard to? The switchboard is, I feel like I've already told you this, Wide. The switchboard is the metadata service for Railroad. So right now it's just going to be used to fetch parchment versions, but later on I'm probably going to extend it to be able to fetch any version, which just allows for a large amount of caching. Which is incredibly useful. Yeah, it means that like the Forge APIs or the NeoForge APIs, Fabric APIs, Yarn, MCP, Parchment, their APIs are not going to be spammed like by any means, because it's all just going to be behind Switchboard. Switchboard is just going to cache everything. So they'll basically make a request to Switchboard. Switchboard will either fetch it from the cache, or it will go ahead and give them, you know, it will fetch it from the API, put it in the cache, and then give it back to them. It would be nice to have a way to force refresh, but I don't know if that should be through the API or not. I don't know. Maybe like authenticated users. Like if there was some level of authentication, maybe, then maybe authenticated users could be able to refresh it. Just like when a new version comes out, it would be nice to have it instantly available. I don't know. We'll see. The alternative, obviously, with Parchment at least, is that we could probably listen for changes in some way or another. But we'll get to that when it happens. So what do we want to do? Well, let's get rid of this first of all, because we don't need that. I'm going to move cache into its own thing. So I'm going to do util, and I'm just going to put cache in there for now. Okay, then what we want to do is we want to do a public static list of Parchment version fetch all versions, which will do the fetching. Now this kind of really should be private, actually, just because we don't want, I mean, there's no way it could be called, but don't like accidentally call it or something. I love how Copilot is trying to just manually put in all the versions. It's obviously not going to work, and these are not even correct anyways. Okay, so we just need to basically run this command in theory. Now as for exactly how to do that, I don't know. I think we use a clone command, I think. .var clone command. Don't know exactly how this works. Super null. Can I provide it with something, or does it just not want anything? Looks like it just doesn't want anything. So do I need to like set the... Yes, okay, so we can hopefully say no checkouts. Yes, we can. True. And then can we do a filter? Set tag option? Tag dot fetch tags. I don't think we need that. I don't know what to do with the filter. I don't know what the filter is or what it does. Wait, I actually I asked ChatGPT what the command does yesterday. Let me see what it says. It might just tell me what the... That's what I really care about right now. Where the hell did I ask it? Or did I ask Gemini? Or something? Modite? No. Wait, what is this? Wait, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I think I asked it in a temporary chat. Yeah, I asked it in a temporary chat, so I'm gonna have to ask it again. What do these commands do? Okay, so git clone clones the repository, and then no checkout means it doesn't check out any working files after cloning, so you only have the git directory. Filter tree 0 uses git's partial clone feature. Tree 0 means don't fetch any file tree objects initially. You'll only get the commit and tag objects, but none of the actual file contents. So it's a partial clone, so maybe partial? Set bare, maybe? I'm gonna ask it, do you know if it's possible to replicate this with org.eclipse.jget.api.clone command? Partial clone. JGet does not yet support Git's partial clone and object filtering features. Will fetch all objects normally, meaning it behave like a full clone. That's incredibly unfortunate. Oh, right. This isn't how you're meant to do it. It's git.clone repository. I think it is effectively the same. Yes, but that's kind of... yeah, the way it recommends you do it. Is there like a partial? No, that's unfortunate. I can do this. I do need to obviously do set URI, actually, don't I? So that's going to be this one. Okay, and then set directory. Now, this is probably something we're going to want to have as an environment variable. So we'll do parser.add arguments. What the fuck? I think a web interface would be pretty cool, but not right now. That's not too important right now. Right now, what we want to do is we want to have a way to set the directory. How much new progress? We are making decent progress, I think. Yeah, I think we're making decent progress. Parchment. Clone path. Type string. No, we can do type. How do you do it? Argument types or something? File argument type or path argument type. Is it a new? How do you make this? Yes, it's just a dot new. But that is definitely a thing you can do. Okay, whatever, IntelliJ. Just don't work, I guess. Then we can do verify can read and verify can write, and then verify is directory and verify exist. In fact, it should do probably both of these two first. Do I need to verify anything else? No, I don't think so. And then I can do... I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah. And then set default to be path.of. Temp dir? Sure, I guess. That's fine. Isn't this a constant as well? System. I think it is, but I don't know. I don't know where it is. Maybe it's called like a temp dir or TMP temporary temp. No, I could have sworn that was a constant somewhere, but I guess it's probably a Java X thing as well, to be honest. So then in environment, what we can do is we can say PRSF atomic reference to a path, which will be the parchment clone path, like that. And then we can just do parchment clone path dot set arguments dot get. What does it get it as? I assume this, I guess. Oh, you can actually just do this, can't you? Pretty sure you can do that. There's a single name or positional argument for the e.g. foo. Yeah. And then you can do set no, not that. Do this. What do you enjoy about developing Railroad? Lots of things. It's a very fun project to work on. Very exciting project to work on. It's a very cool project to work on. And I'm learning a lot. Like, a pretty significant amount. So, that's always a win. Oh, JGit does support set depth to only fetch recent history. Not as lightweight as, but still cuts down data. You must have partial behavior. You need to shout to Git itself since JGit does not implement protocol v2 filters. If you only want tags, it's faster to call the API. Yeah, but the API has limitations, big man. You cannot do that. So can I do set depth then? Set depth? If I do set depth 0, what does this do? It's a shallow clone with a history truncated to the specified number of commits. Would that work with tags though? Does setting the depth affect the tags that it receives? Okay. So I don't want to set a depth because apparently setting a depth means that I will not get what I want. So we need to do .call. What is this complaining about? Get API exception, invalid remote exception, transport exception. Fine, we'll try catch them. Oh, they all just get API exceptions. Lovely. So exception, and then we can do like that, and then we can do exception.print stack trace. Not ideal, but it will kind of work. We can do collections.empty list. Let's do to do replace with proper logging. Okay, .call. So why are you complaining? Because that needs to be in a try of resources. Good job, we have a try statement then. Okay, so we do want then the next one, which is get no pager tag. Now I don't know if that's possible. So can we do clone command? What is clone command? That is now a get. So we can do get, and then can we do get.taglist? Return a command object used to list tags. Okay, and we want the no pager. Is that possible? Tag list. I don't think so. I don't know what no pager does. No pager. Oh, that just makes it right to the terminal. I think that's fine then. That's not a problem. What is this? What is this return when you call it? A list of ref. You stream that, map it. Ref.getName.replace. Do I need this? I honestly, I don't know what a ref is in this scenario. I'd like to know. Can I go? Okay, no. I wanna go into this. Pairing of a name and object ID currently has. A reference get is more or less a variable that holds a single object identifier. The object reference can be any get object. The object commit answers to tag. The ref name has an attributes of the ref that is asked for, as well as the ref resolved to and this is too complicated for me, man. Is this what I want? Do I want the name? Do I want the leaf? Do I want the ID? I guess the only way really is to try it and see. Right? So then we can just map it to parchment version from tag string. Create this method, which will return a parchment version, and then this will be from the tag string, and then yeah, I don't know what this is, so it might be better to start by not doing it like this and just do a for loop, like a normal for loop. Hello, can I just do a for loop, please? Right. For, thank you. Okay, let's start by just doing this. I think that's a good start. So return collections.empty list. Okay. So let's go into the router and let's do context.jsons, and we will do main.json I think to JSON tree. Get all versions. So this is parchment version manager. Dots. Oh, I guess we're gonna have to make this public, but that's fine right now. As long as we change it afterwards, it doesn't really matter. I think we'll try this and see what happens. That's the best bet, right? Obviously, it's not going to return what we want in the response, but I mean, we could make it do that, I guess. Right? If we just make this return a list of string temporarily, and then have a list of string tags is equal to a new array list, and then tags. It really wants me to do that, so I guess it must be correct. It's very confident that it wants to replace this. But I'm not going to do that. Just because I want to see exactly what this is. And then we'll see afterwards. So do that because we don't need that. Should we try it? This can be a record. That's kind of true right now, but later on that might not be true, so we'll leave that for a second. I guess we've run it. Let's try it. Okay, let me open up Big Man Postman. Okay. I've got to sign in apparently. So I'll do that real quick. And then oh, it failed to run. We'll have a look at that in a second. I just need to sign into Postman. Oh, I've got to use Authenticator. Forgot about that. Okay. Maybe I don't have it on here, actually. God, I have so many friggin' authenticated freaking things. Ah, Postman. And it. There you go. Okay. Open Postman. Okay, at this rate I probably could have just done it in the browser, but oh well. Let me... Oh, yeah, I kind of can't show this on stream. Can I hide things? No. Never mind, we're going to do it in the browser anyways. That's fine. I will just open the stream browser real quick. Stream, here we are. Okay, so let me just have a look at this error first of all. A few arguments, but they have defaults. Usage, switchboard, but they have defaults. But well, it's not required. Do I have to say required false? I bet I do, don't I? Review arguments. Maybe this has to be like that. Yeah, there you go. Okay, it wants me to add SLF for fine, we'll add it real quick, just so that this can stop complaining at me. I don't know if that's the latest version or not, I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay. Nice, so let's rerun that. That should not complain. Yes, I don't know why it's red, but whatever. At localhost 7000, so I will go to stream browser. We'll do localhost :7000. Okay. Do you need to not require still? I don't think so. And I guess I can have a look, can't I? Can I? Default value is false. No, I don't need to. So localhost 7000. So if we go /parchment/versions, server error. Okay, interesting. What's it saying? Do not invoke path.toParl because the return value of get parchment clone path is null. Interesting. Why is it null? How is that possible? Parchment clone path. Parchment clone path. Arguments.get. Parchment clone path. Is it because is it because I need to do that? I don't remember exactly how this works, I'm gonna be honest. No, I think I'm doing something wrong in regards to like getting the yeah, it looks fine. Is it because you put the dash? It might be because of the dashes. Yeah, let's try without the dashes. So let's just try this. Parchment clone path. Oh, wait. I need to fix that now in environment. Can we do get, which takes in a class, or no? No, we cannot. Good to know. Okay, it's doing something, chat. It's doing something. It looks like you don't have an object mapper configured. The easiest way to fix this is simply add the Jackson databind dependency. That's why. What we want is to do, we can set the object mapper to be a JSON object mapper. Exactly how we do that, I don't know. Presumably in here. Does it say how to do it actually? I didn't look. It gives you a docs link, so we'll have a look at the docs link. Config.json mapper. JSON mapper. Aha! And hopefully we can do a new JSON mapper. Javelin? JSON? Is that? I can set it to use virtual threads. Oh yeah. Let's use virtual threads, man. Oh. Oh, no. You pass that into, like, in here, don't you? No. Where do you do that? Where? Where is it saying? Oh, it's saying, like, I can do JSON true. Like that. I see. That's fine. We'll do that. Do we need to set that on here as well, or no? Like config dots. Yeah, config dot use virtual threads. I don't know exactly what this does, I'm gonna be honest. Type stream executor. Interesting. And that probably doesn't really matter, but yeah, we'll use virtual threads. And let's do show javelin. Config.show javelin banner. Let's set that to be equal to false. We just don't want that. Is there anything else that we can quickly get rid of? The rest is fine, I think. Okay, let's run it again. Okay, so enter. Server error. What now? Parchment already exists and not is not an empty directory. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to do .var, which is the parchment clone path. And then I need to say if files.exists parchment clone path, then we just want to delete it. So we want to go that one. We'll do delete if exists just in case. We will just put this in here so it doesn't complain at me. So stream of path walked files is equal that. Then we can do warped files dot sorted. This just gets rid of it from complaining at me. I don't like when it complains at me. And stack trace, and we just want to replace that with proper logging. Same thing here. And stack trace, replace with proper logging. But remember when you did 18? Bro, I've never done 18-hour streams. Wide. What are you on about? The longest I did, I think, was about 6 hours. I think. I don't know. I actually did 6 hours, but I was pushing 6 hours. I think. I don't think I've ever done anything longer than that. I mean, as I said, at some point, I would love to do a 24-hour stream, maybe. But, yeah, not right now. We'll see. I'm kind of waiting for something. But you guys will have to wait for that as well. So, okay. So, if we try again. Server error. Access denied exception, huh? Yeah, that's probably an issue using the temp folder, huh? Probably shouldn't use the temp folder because that is gonna happen. Okay, what I will do is I'll quickly go into my temp folder, delete the folder, and then we'll put it somewhere else instead. I guess app data, maybe? And then we'll find parchment. 16.2 megs. Interesting. That means it's probably downloaded all the content as well. But, 16 megs, it's like, that's fine. Wouldn't it be bad for your head though, going 24 hours? Probably, but, I mean, I don't know, man. I could probably suck it up. I would just, I'd have to down painkillers, but that'd be fine. I'll just stock up on, on painkillers. Although you can't take more than, no, because you can't take more than, like, some amount per day, right? But actually, I wouldn't be able to do that. I don't know. I think it's too bad. That's true. I can you can always stop. You know, 24 hours isn't like, oh, you have to do it for the 24 hours. Like, no, you don't have to. You don't have to. But obviously it's good to. And what you could do, for a 24-hour stream, in theory, is I could stream, and then when it's like sleep time, I go sleep. Right, I end the stream, and then basically in the morning I start the stream again and continue for like an additional however many hours I slept for, if that makes sense. Or I keep the stream running whilst I'm asleep, but like that's just kind of cheating, right? Like it doesn't. You could do a non-continuous 24 hours, right? Or just do a sleeping. I don't think I could do a sleeping stream, man. That'd be so weird. That'd be so weird. I don't think I could do a sleeping stream. Because I think I move a lot when I'm asleep, like a lot. Like sometimes the friggin' covers are not even on me when I wake up. So it would be very weird. Okay, where do I want to put this if I don't put it in the temp directory? Ideally in the config directory, but we can't get that because we don't have the method we need. I think for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do parchment. And that will just put it inside of this project folder. Which is fine, to be honest. I mean, that's probably what I will do when I actually run it on the server anyways. I'll just probably put it in the same place the executable is. Because that's just the easiest thing to do. But we'll see. Okay, we've run it again. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Hey! Okay. Interesting. So, Copilot was actually correct. However, yeah, it hasn't got nightlies and it hasn't got bleeding snapshots. But I think that's fine, to be honest. Like, it's not really important. I don't know why Pretty Print's even a thing, because that was already enabled. Thank you, Brave. But yeah, I mean, that's basically what we wanted. We just need to do exactly what Copilot suggested, which is in here. I need to do .replace ref tags and then also replace releases as well. And then I basically need to split that. So if I do dot, if I get rid of this, do dot var, and then this is just the tag name, or parchment name. And then what I can do is I can split it on the dash. So I can do parchment name dot split on dash dot var, which would be the split, and then if it's greater than or equal to 2, version part. So what's this? This is a number. Why is it double? Oh yeah. So a number, one or more. Well, yeah, one or more numbers, followed by a dot, followed by one or more numbers, followed by an optional one or more numbers. No, it's not an optional one or more numbers though. It is just one or more numbers. Like that. Which is just yeah, that's fine. And then basically the first part is the string Minecraft version, which is equal to split 0. Now, if split is no, that's saying if split is greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 2, I mean. I want to say if it's less than 2, then, like, die, I guess? I don't know, what should it do if it's less than 2? Probably just error. It's giving invalid parchment tag, continue. And then just doing that, and then having a list of parchment version. Boom. And then add new parchment version is stable, true, because we don't have snapshots. Which is kind of, I'm kind of 50-50 on that. I'm not a huge fan of not having snapshots. I think it's also fine, to be honest. So I'm not going to worry about that. I also don't think this match is important in the slightest. So what's what's this? That is just version part. And then Minecraft version. Nice. Yeah, so this now just actually doesn't exist and like doesn't need to exist. Override toString and just return that. Although that's default, right? I think don't records do that by default? I think they do. Why don't they have snapshots? I guess the GitHub just doesn't publish snapshots as tags. Oh, by snapshots, by the way, I mean like parchment snapshots, not Minecraft snapshots. It's perfectly reasonable that they don't have Minecraft snapshots. That would be just too complicated. That would take forever. Yeah, I'm guessing they're just not published. So nothing we can do about that, to be honest. Like, there's literally no way around that. The only way around that is to request it manually from the Maven for each Minecraft version, which we're not doing. So we'll have to just forego snapshots. Maybe in the future we could have some more complex metadata service, but as for right now, that's not necessary. So this is kind of all we need. Obviously we don't want it to fetch it every single time. The entire point is that we have a cache, so we are going to have a cache. So my idea is that this string here is the Minecraft version itself, and then this is the list of parchment versions that map to that Minecraft version. So this can just, we don't have a Minecraft version, never mind. Yes, so let's also do a thing in here. Let's create some kind of scheduler. Also, yeah, let's do that as well. But let's create a private final scheduled executor service, which is the invalidation executor, which will be equal to a new single threaded executor, or single threaded scheduled executor. And then what it will do is when I go ahead and put an item in the cache, it will just go ahead and do this. So it will schedule, and it will say remove this key in this amount of time with this time unit. I think that's perfectly reasonable to do. It kind of means that like is active is completely and utterly unnecessary. Yeah, that's fine. I guess the only problem with this is by having it like removed from the cache, that means that we don't know if the key just is never in the cache, like if it never existed, or yeah. So I guess we actually kind of don't want that. Like, we don't want to remove inactive ones from the cache. So like here, where it returns null, it really needs to have some way to fetch it. So I think what we should have in the cache class is some kind of fetcher. So like or do we want some kind of fetcher? No. No, I don't want that in a cache class itself. I think we can just deal with this. If it's null, we can just handle that in the implementations. So yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Okay, so what we want, first of all, is to have an instance. So actually, we can put the instance in the router. So we can just do a private final parchment version manager like that. And that will just be handled in there. We're going to put that above this, like that. And then that just means that in here we can do parchment version manager dot list versions like that, and then we can just make this a method. That will just be a list of parchment version, and then basically we will just get all. Yeah, maybe it's right. Maybe that is, I don't know, I'm kind of 50-50 on it, but yeah, so basically it's saying it wants this to be a supplier of V. And what this will do is this will be value fetcher, and that basically will just fetch the values if it's not in there, which I kind of get it, but it also feels weird. I guess it's fine. I think it's probably fine. That'll just list all the versions. So if it exists in the cache, it will fetch. No, if it exists in the cache, it gets it from the cache. If the value in the cache is invalid or not present, then it will fetch it. So that's what it does. Let me quickly just have a look and see. This does remove it. Yes. Okay. Okay. That's fine. The issue with this, and it's actually kind of a pretty big issue, but if someone requests a version that doesn't exist, because the next method we're going to want to have, right, is a public list of parchment version, and it'll be like list versions for Minecraft version, right? So the problem, I guess it just fetches all. Yeah, I was thinking that the cache store a Minecraft version as the key, but I guess it makes sense that it doesn't, because we don't have a way to fetch for a specific Minecraft version. So actually this is fine. This means that as the key, this is not the Minecraft version. This is just a key that we're using to fetch the data, which is all in this case. So that's fine. That just needs to be version.minecraft version.equals filter.add return filtered. Yeah. So that's actually super simple. We should be able to do a force refresh. I completely agree with that, Copilot. Obviously, don't know how we're going to call that right now, but another thing it might be worth doing is just being able to say if a specific Minecraft version has any parchment versions, like not even having to fetch them, but just seeing if it genuinely just exists or not would be a good thing to do. Obviously in terms of the client, like, it doesn't really matter, but it means that the client wouldn't have to pass as much JSON content, which is fine, I think, because for the server this is trivial. No, I just want to know, does parchment exist for a string Minecraft version? So all this would actually do is not this Copilot. It would do return list 4 is not empty, basically. Is there any other methods we can have? Not really, to be honest. It might be nice to be able to have a map of a Minecraft version to a list. I don't know how you would do that, though. I guess by having a list of objects. So something like a public map of string to a list of parchment version, which will do list all versions, grouped, computer if absent, version.minecraft version, new array list, add version, return group. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for, actually. Thank you, Copilot. That's actually doing its job today. Okay, so now all we need to do is add all of the endpoints. So move this here so then Copilot can read it. So if we do server.get, and we're going to want that, so that this will be list versions for Minecraft version. I think that's fine. Yeah, I think so. And then we want server.get, and ooh, that's actually a good one. That's actually a good one. Getting the latest version for a Minecraft version. That's a mighty good one. Public parchment version, latest for Minecraft version. Version. We have we don't have like a release date, do we? That's not information we can get. That's a shame. And then let's do also just the latest in general. So parchment version, latest overall. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know how this is going to compare it though. Might not be correct because it's comparing them as strings, but it's a date. What it might be worth doing is doing implements comparable of parchment version, and then just compare to, and then say this dot version. I think the release date is, yeah, I just realized that it is, isn't it? So we want to like pass it as a date. I don't know if we can do local dates to do that or not. Like, can I do local date.pass version other, and then compare to other.version? It's 2007. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. That is perfectly exactly what I was looking for, because that is the date format, right? I closed my stream browser. 1 second. Oh, I've given it an error. Parchment already exists and is not an empty directory. Didn't I literally fix this? I swear to God I fixed this. Failed to delete part of parchment dash parchment. Excuse me? Directory not empty, directory not empty, directory not empty. Oh, access denied. Interesting. So it still fails to delete it. What do I do about that? I don't know. Because it's basically saying it's failing to delete the Git folder. What's your favorite type of cat or dog? I prefer dogs, and my favorite breed of dog would be... I don't know, to be honest. I like a lot of breeds, but I don't know. Probably like a Labrador, or I quite like golden retrievers, but I've never had one, so I would probably regret that if I had one. Or like same with like huskies. I quite like huskies, but I've never had a husky, and everything I've heard about huskies is that they're a pain in the butt. So I don't know. To answer your question, I do not know. Favorite I've had would be the one I have now, which is a Cocker Spaniel. Well, I don't know. Cocker Spaniel or Border Collies are okay, but they're just a lot of work, man. And they're not really friendly with other dogs either, so, you know. Why is this? What is this? Latest 4? Oh, I see. See. Okay, this is trying to do a non-JSON result. Come on, man. It needs to be a JSON result. You can't just... Oh, unless it automatically will do that. But I don't think it does it? Okay, latest 4, admittedly, should be an optional. There's no reason why it shouldn't. Nice, that's literally it. For that. The other ones are all fine though. If present or else. So let's do if present first. So we'll take in the parchment version. And we will say context.json. Else we will do .json. Can I just do that? I don't know what this does. I think probably yes. I think that actually is probably fine. Okay. Parchment version's latest, which will get the latest overall, which by the way is a parchment version. How dare you? I mean, this should never be null though. We'll see. I'll come back to that. Then the other one we want is the map one. Now, I don't think... Yeah, this is a thing I will want, but just not right now. We're going to want parchment dot process versions. We have some other stuff first, actually. So we have does exist. So we want exists Minecraft version, which is a map.of exist and exist. Oh, I see. Okay, so we can do maps then. So we can do this one then. So dot that's parchment versions grouped, and then yeah, like that, and hopefully that works. Should do, in theory. Let's just split these up so that they are a bit more readable. Yeah, I don't know what to do with the folder not existing. Or the folder existing, I mean. Because if I can't delete it, I guess it won't really be an issue because when I run it on the server, it will probably just have root permissions. So, you know, the fact that I'm getting access denied won't be an issue. So I think it's probably fine, actually. Yeah, I think it's fine. Let's run it again. And let's make some requests. Okay, let's just give it a second. A good thing that it might be nice to do, actually, would be to do this initial call somewhere, but because just that initial one is going to take a while, right? Because it has to do the cloning. Yeah, and then if I rerun this, yeah, that loaded basically instantly. So you can see you got the version, we got the Minecraft version, and whether or not it's stable. Obviously, is stable is always true, but just in the future, it means that we can easily mess around with that if we don't want it to be true. Now, if I do /latest, oh, is that not? Oh, it must be /version/latest. Interesting. No, that's not right, is it? That's not what I did. Version/latest. Yeah, but I can't do that because of this, right? JSON latest. If I do just parchment latest, and then if I do latest like that, maybe. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Okay, so we'll try this one again. Oh, server error. Oh, because the fucking... Come on, man. Okay, we try again. There we go. Okay, so now we do /latest, which is 1.21.8, and then if we do /latest /1.21.6, maybe. Nice. And if we do /versions /1.21.6, there's only one apparently. Let's try find a version that has a couple more. Okay, so the latest one here is this one. So if we do /latest /1.21.5, we should find that it gives us 2025/06/15. Yes, it does. Perfect. Let's try exists. So if we try exists, is it versions? Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Let's get rid of versions. Okay, and let's try grouped. No, versions grouped. Okay, that doesn't work. Why didn't that work? It's not this exception, right? No. Why didn't group work? List all versions. Customer version in versions. Group.compute version.minecraft version. Okay, this can be underscore because we're in Java 24. W Java 24. Add version. Oh, group. Why? Why hasn't that worked? It must be because it's a map, right? It has to be an issue with the map. Let me delete the folder first of all, and then run it in debug mode, and we'll try and figure this out. Okay, so I'm going to run the endpoint, and we're going to see what it does. Oh, I see what it's doing. Yeah, okay. I see what it's doing. So it's once again, it's running this rather than running this because I have grouped after versions. So if I do, I guess, grouped like that, I don't think I can. I think I'm gonna have to restart for that one. Okay, and then I'm gonna run it again. So I will do /groups. Boom. Don't need to breakpoint this because it'll work now. Pretty confident. It should work. So 1.21.1 is an array. Yes. Okay, this is perfect. This is great. Now these are not ordered, are they? No. It would be nice to have them ordered. The best way probably to do that is to go into list all versions and order them here. Right, so do stream.sorted.toList. And I think if I run it again now, it gave me an error. Text 2021.07.21 could not be passed to index 4. It doesn't work because it's dots. It's dots and not dashes. Let's do a private local date. And what we can do is we can replace dot with dash. And then we can do past version dot compare to other dot past version. I can't hot swap that, of course, but if we try that now, we should get them ordered in theory. Come on. Come on. No. Now what? 21.0.7.21 could not be passed at index 4. Huh. Oh, is this not regular expression? It's not, is it? It's replace all that's regular expression. Yeah, that's why. We try again. 21.1. 20.2. No, this hasn't. Oh, because it's a map. It's a map. Maps can't be ordered. So if I went like /versions, then yes, they are ordered. But because it's get all versions grouped by Minecraft version returns on map, that means it's not ordered. If we give it a new tree map, that will be ordered, right? Try running again. Yes, there we go. Okay. Versions question. This is, yes, that's oldest to that's fine. I was just hoping just checking that it's a consistent ordering, but it is, so that's fine. Okay, I think honestly we're done. And to be honest, that's everything I wanted to get done today. I would say we can try and integrate it, but we kind of can't. Because we would need this to be hosted, and obviously it's not. I don't particularly want to do Nginx stuff right now. But I mean, that's it, right? Obviously I'd like to have the logger, but we can't because, you know, accidentally deleted the Maven. I can't have deleted the Maven. Can't have. I'm gonna check. Let's have a look. I'm gonna bring up the server. Okay. So let's do this. Let's go. I'm probably not going to be able to show you guys any of this actually, but I just want to have a quick look. So I want to do LSA repos light. No, not LSA. LSR repos light. Really? Wait, no, it's LS capital R. I'm an idiot. That's done. Everything's there. Everything's here. So I haven't deleted anything, but it's just not linked up correctly. I'm gonna quickly have a look because I might be able to fix this, like, trivially. If I did an oopsie and I spelled it wrong. If I spelled the folder wrong, then this will be easy to fix and then it will still work. Yes, I see the issue. I put the volumes, yeah, that's not correct. If I do update stack, repull, redeploy, we might still be able to get the Maven back. Come on. Oh, it's really struggling. Oh, it's struggling. Come on. Come on. Okay, Maven. .railroadid.dev. Let's go! We're back. Okay. We are back, chat. I wasn't sure if that was going to work for a second then. Okay. We're back. What do you use to host the Maven? I use Reposilite. Reposilite. This, Reposilite. Which is great. It's very good. But yes, that's back. Okay, so that means we can actually use the logger now. And more importantly, we can check what the latest logger version is, because I thought, oh, it is true. Oh, interesting. Maybe Alex never pushed his changes. I'm sure it was meant to be free at some point, but I don't know. I guess I'm going crazy. Okay, so let's let it do that. That just, yeah, that's fine. So if we go main, we can now go ahead and create a logger. So we'll go public static final logger. Logger is equal logger factory fuck. Oh no, logger manager. Thank goodness. I thought for a second it wasn't done like that. How does this work? Oh right. Yeah, that's fine. Register logger. So we just give it a name, or oh no, that takes in a logger. We do how do you do this? Logger. Isn't there not a logger factory? Am I crazy? Logger utils? No. Logger. I thought the manager did this. Am I crazy? Yeah. I was trying to friggin' gaslight me. Okay, now it shows up. Fucking hell, man. Can't be doing that to me. Does create register it? That's a good question. No. Good to know. We'll do switchboard. Ideally we also want to redirect the console, but fine. Yeah, we just want to build that. So that's fine. And then what we want to do is we just want to come in here and we want to say logger manager dot init, like that, which will just go ahead and init everything, and then we can use the logger basically. So like here, start on the port, and then we want to come into initialize, and we want to say main dot logger router initialized with, no, is that a thing I can get or not? Router dot, can I get the router and then get the root, or like is this a thing I can no, can I get anything like that from this? Okay, fine. I guess I'll just count them. 1, 2. You know, I'll do each one. That'll be the easiest way to do this. Main.logger dot info registered endpoint parchments version. Boom. Okay. And then main.logger, we'll just say a quick loaded thing, and then we'll come into here and we will do main.logger, and then we can just pass in the exception. That is so much simpler, by the way. We want to do main.logger. That we want to do main.logger. this needs to be a parameter, please. Once again, let's do main.logger. And do we have any others sneaking around? Nope. It's all fine. We don't have anything in like the cache. I don't think we did, but yeah, that's fine. Environment. Yeah, it might be just nice to have a thing in here to say main.logger for info environment loaded. Don't do that. Just in case we ever put something sensitive in there, it would not be great to have that. I think we should say started switchboard on port, and that should be like that. And I'm going to put that here. There we go. That means that then that will only print once that's started, and then this will just be... I mean, that one's kind of pointless, but I'm going to say finish initializing router. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So that's it, really. Try run it real quick, just make sure it still works. You never know. Yeah. All fine. Environment loaded. Started switchboard on port 7000. Registered endpoints. Registered endpoint. Finished initializing router. Boom. All done. As I say, we can't really integrate it today because I would need to do a bunch of Nginx stuff. And one, I don't think you guys want to watch me do Nginx stuff. Two, I don't really want to do Nginx stuff. And three, I can't really do Nginx stuff on stream. Just because I have to go through a bunch of stuff that I can't show you guys. So, yeah. I think probably going to end it here, I guess. I think so, because we can't really do the templating system in Railroad. Just because that's going to take too long. Realistically, like that's going to take many hours, and to even get a start on it would be not easy. A good thing to do, let me quickly add this to the git ignore. Config. Well, we want config.json, and I assume the logs directory is already... No, so we also want logs as well. So this will just be logger. Let's commit to GitHub. And you could try fix the folder issue. I could, but like I have no... I don't think I can. Let me have a quick Google. Access denied. Java deleting git folder. I don't think I'm going to find a result. Yeah, I mean on Linux I can obviously chmod it. I don't know. As I say, I don't think it will be an issue when I run this on the server, because on the server it will be in Linux and it will be running as the root user, so it shouldn't be an issue at that point. Let's, you know what we'll do real quick, we'll run it. I'm just going to get the error. I'm going to find out what the error is. I'm going to give it to ChatGPT. So I'm going to just now run it again. Now that I've requested the version. I'm going to see if ChatGPT has a solution. But I have a feeling it's genuinely just not possible. Because it would need more permissions than it can have. So if we look up here, access denied, access denied. So I'm basically going to take this and I'm going to try and go to my normal browser. Go ChatGPT. Okay. Do you know if it's possible to fix this? I'm trying to delete a folder that is a Git repository and it keeps failing when trying to delete the Git folder because it says access denied. See what it says. Ways to fix it. Just make sure none of the Git process is running. By deleting the folder. No, I don't want to delete it manually. Code level fixes. Before deleting, clear the read-only attribute on Windows. Surely that's not a thing you can do, though. Right? I want to try, though. I can't lie. Should we try? Path. There's no way this works. There's no friggin' way this works. Because surely if it's read-only, then you can't set an attribute on it, right? Okay, let me just list the versions. It worked. Did it work? Wait, let me run it again. It might be because the locks were invalidated though. Let me try again. It worked. It actually worked. That's crazy. So you can just set an attribute on an access denied. Okay. That's insane. Okay. I guess that just works then. Fair enough, I guess. Okay. I want to kind of extract this out. Just to be... do I? I don't know. This doesn't really matter. I mean, ideally, I'd like to move this into a like file utils delete folder or something. Doesn't really matter that much though, does it? I think that's fine. Let's commit to GitHub. So I'm going to add, let me move it over, actually. There's nothing on here, actually, that I wouldn't want you guys seeing, but just in case. I will do add existing repository, and I will find Java switchboard, add repository. Okay, let's uncheck the IDE stuff, because once I commit to get ignored, those won't even try and commit themselves, so that'll be fine. Publish, don't keep it private, we're going to put it on Railroad Team, and we would like a description. Let's go into main, and I'm just going to copy this. So where are you? There you are. Boom. Metadata web service for Railroad IDE, and publish. And uncheck you, please. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, that's fine. Then we can do Copilot. Yes, whatever. I've used you a billion times before. And yeah, that's fine. Good enough for me. Let's put it on master. I know you're not meant to use master anymore. You're meant to use main, but for some reason it's just defaults to master. So, and I think that's fine, right? Yeah. I don't know why it defaults to master, admittedly. There's probably a way to fix that. But it's fine. What is this? Oh, that's fine. Although, admittedly, it didn't just commit that, did it? I don't think so. But that is a really good point, because we don't want it to commit that. So let's just do parchment. And make sure that's in fact the case. So I put that in with the logger though. Don't want that to be in with the logger. Minecraft, sure, whatever. Good enough for me. Hello, can you okay. That did actually do it, right? It's just, yeah, it is. Okay. Reload from disk. Then we go in here. Yeah, then it comes back. Okay. Yes, correct. Push. Boom. And if we just quickly go view on GitHub, we can see, boom, that's part of the Railroad Team. Nice. Epic. Very cool. What the hell is that stack of commits? What is that? Holy guacamole. How can I find out when that was? That was insane. A friggin' mountain. God damn. Can I click on this? Okay, never mind. It's not that crazy. It's only 11 commits. Why? This isn't correct, by the way. There's way more commits to Railroad than this. Because I'm committing like every single week. Oh, maybe it's only to the main branch, I guess. Of which we don't commit to the main branch anymore, so that's probably why. Okay, let me also see if that was if that updated in Discord as well. Yes, it did. Okay. Just need to make sure that happens. That runs through the get logs in the get log channel, which you guys can see here. All of the get stuff. So if you're not in the Discord, make sure you join the Discord, and you can see all of the railroad stuff going on in here. Always a good thing to check out. That is linked in the description of the stream. And yeah, I think I'm honestly going to end it here. There isn't anything else we can do for the rest of the time in this stream, so I am going to end it here. Next stream will be on Saturday, the 27th, I think that's Saturday, 7 p.m. GMT maybe, or BST, I don't know, UK time. Yeah, I will see you all then. Goodbye.